Hey podcaster, I'm Tim Wahlberg, your podcast performance coach, with another actionable tip so you can grow your authority and convert with ease. Today's tip is pick the right path to podcasting profits. I've met my fair share of podcasters with dollar signs in their eyes, and fair enough, podcasting takes a lot of time and energy when you do it right. So why shouldn't you get paid? Why shouldn't you want some podcast ROI? Want to know how to make money from podcasting? There are two main ways to earn money from your podcast. So you first need to figure out which camp you're in. When it comes to making money from your podcast, you should think about it from two perspectives. Either you are selling to your audience or selling your audience. In other words, you are either podcasting as a business or you're podcasting for your business. Did you catch the difference? Let me break it down for you. First, let's talk about selling your audience. When you have a good size audience, advertisers and sponsors will pay money to get their message to them. Think big, entertaining podcasts with huge audiences like Joe Rogan, Call Her Daddy, and Smartless. And I'll definitely throw the massive genre of crime podcasts into this. Just like in radio or television, the bigger your audience, the bigger the check from advertisers. The Super Bowl is famous for the cost of a 30-second ad spot, but Sunday Night Football consistently ranks as one of the most expensive places to advertise because they have a massive audience. In radio, it's usually the drive times, morning and afternoon, where ad costs are the highest because that's when most people are listening to the radio, at least before the world switched to podcasts. The point is, radio, television, and print publications have been selling their audience to advertisers since the beginning of media. And this is the model that advertisers have adopted for putting dollars in podcaster pockets. The good news is that there are a lot of advertisers keen to pay money to access podcast audiences. In fact, industry forecasters are predicting money spent on podcast ads will surpass $2 billion in 2023 and $3 billion by 2026. The potentially bad news is that you need to have a proven audience to get your hands on those ad dollars. The minimum audience size to attract advertisers is usually around 5,000 downloads per episode per month. And you're doing that consistently. So once you drop an episode in the next 30 days, you usually need around that 5,000 download number. However, if you are dealing with a defined audience or a super engaged audience, and you can prove that, then you might attract a sponsor or advertiser with less listeners. And the more niche and underrepresented your audience is, the more likely you can grab some ad cash while you're still growing. For example, if you have a podcast for left-handed artists and there's a left-handed paintbrush kit for sale, well, the manufacturer might just see the value in advertising to your hundreds of listeners since there is a direct hit on potential customers. And that might be a deal you can negotiate yourself. You'll never know until you ask. So if you're in the selling your audience camp, and this is basically a numbers game, here's what you're going to need to do to succeed. Have a really great, entertaining show. Market the hell out of that show. Be consistent. Track your audience growth and engagement. Show your audience loyalty. Advertisers love influencers. Pick an ad or sponsorship strategy that suits your show and business savvy. And stay on top of it. And remember to raise your prices as your audience grows. The good thing about choosing this path is that there are a lot of great services to support you, from podcast hosting agencies and ad platforms. Just do your research to find the right one that fits your show. Podcasters using this path to profits may also monetize their show by selling merch to their audience, asking for donations on a platform like Patreon, or create a membership for superfans with behind-the-wall access to exclusive content. But this is when you start to slip into the next camp of selling to your audience. So let's talk about that. Selling to your podcast audience, aka podcasting for your business. So full disclosure here, and I'm a bit biased toward this approach to making money from your podcast, primarily because, number one, I personally know more people who make money using their podcast to promote their business rather than from selling ads on their podcast. Number two, it's how I make money. And number three, it's how almost all of my clients make money from podcasting. So yeah, just a slight bias there. Okay, so here's how selling to your audience works. I'd like to say this is pretty simple, but the truth is, too many business owners take shortcuts and end up with a time and money sucking podcast that does absolutely nothing for their bottom line. So here is how you can create a podcast that serves as a marketing tool for your business. Make sure your business and podcast are aligned. Check out my previous episode, number 172, about this. Knowing and understanding who your audience really is and what they want. Show up consistently and serve your audience with valuable and high quality content. Build a relationship with your audience. Podcasting is awesome for developing the know, like, and trust factor. Have a clear path from listener to customer. This is where your funnel might fit in. Track what's working and what's not, then fix what's not. And keep it up. Podcasting for your business can generate leads very quickly, but there's also a significant return in the long game. Each one of these steps is simple if you create your podcast with the intention of it being a marketing tool. By the way, this is what I do. I can help you create your show to be like this or correct your existing podcast if it's not working for you or if you're not seeing the ROI you were expecting. Just grab a 15-minute coaching call to find out how. So which is better? Selling your podcast audience or selling to your podcast audience? Prepare to be shocked. My money is on selling to your audience. And not just because this is how I help entrepreneurs and business owners make more money. The podcast universe is ever expanding, and there are more and more podcasts popping up every day. Many of them are just for fun, with the hope that it will take off, and suddenly they'll be looking at $1 million deal and laughing all the way to the bank. And it has happened. Winning the lottery also happens, and buying a ticket is a lot easier and cheaper than creating a weekly podcast. So let me just say this. Creating a podcast for your business, on the other hand, is something that you can control a lot more. You can inject different calls to action and figure out which one drives traffic to your website or generates leads or results in sales. Plus, you're building a relationship with your audience, which means that when they are thinking about buying or hiring, you will be top of mind. So, the clear winner for me is podcasting for your business, not as a business, because you have much more control. But I don't want to discourage you from starting your show. That might be the next big thing. Just know that both camps, these two different types of podcasts, take a lot of time, work, energy, and money. But you need a strategy. And I hope that's just the tip you need. Follow or subscribe to this podcast, just one tip right now, for more binge-worthy 5-minute episodes on how to improve your podcast. And when you're ready to get serious about your show, the first thing you should do is book a free 15-minute coaching call. And let's talk about that idea you have for a show, or let's talk about your existing show. You might just need a podcast tune-up. Book your free 15-minute coaching call by using the link in the show notes or at podcastperformancecoach.com. I'm Tim Wahlberg. See ya!